At 35,000 feet, the pilot saw something no commercial crew ever expects: a small, fast-moving object headed straight toward their aircraft. They had 3 seconds to decide whether everyone lived or died with them. Red warning lights explode across the cockpit of Flight 782 as the calm night sky suddenly turns hostile. Inside the cabin, soft lighting glows over relaxed passengers, unaware of the danger slicing through the darkness outside. Lead flight attendant Maya walks the aisle with professional calm, scanning the cabin. The narrator's voice enters. You're watching EchoStory, where every peaceful flight hides a truth above the clouds. Before Maya can take another step, the aircraft jerks sharply to the left, sending gasps through the cabin as a baby cries and a cup flies across the aisle. Maya steadies herself and immediately moves to the forward galley, lifting the interphone with a controlled voice. "Flight deck, this is Maya. We just had a strong lateral movement. Is everything okay up there?" Captain Harris responds with a tone that tries to sound calm but fails to mask tension. "Maya, maintain calm in the cabin. We're dealing with unexpected traffic in our airspace." No announcements yet. The phrase "unexpected traffic" alarms her. It's pilot code for something serious. Maya exhales, smooths her uniform, and steps back into the aisle, where passengers stare at her with anxious eyes. She gives a reassuring smile that doesn't quite reach her own. As Maya continues down the aisle, an elderly man in seat 14C raises a trembling hand. She kneels quickly, noticing his pale skin, clammy forehead, and shallow breathing. "Sir, what are you feeling?" she asks quietly. He presses a hand to his chest and whispers, "Heavy. Pressure." Maya's training clicks instantly: possible cardiac issue. She assures him softly, "You're not alone. I'm getting help right now." Inside, she already knows this flight's night just got worse. In the cockpit, First Officer Lee zooms in on the TC/AS display as a tiny blip appears, an object at their altitude, moving unpredictably. "Captain, do you see this?" Lee mutters. A faint blinking light flashes outside the windshield, much closer than any crew wants to see. "Is that a drone?" Lee asks, stunned. Captain Harris frowns deeply. "At this altitude? Completely illegal." Another proximity alert chirps as the object moves across their path, increasing tension in the cockpit. Without hesitation, Captain Harris grips the controls and commands, "Hold tight." He banks the aircraft sharply left while reducing altitude slightly. Engines roar as the plane swerves away from the collision path. Through the cockpit window, the drone streaks past the right side far too close. In the cabin, passengers jolt sideways. Overhead bins rattle, someone screams, and drinks splash onto the carpet. Maya grabs a seatback to anchor herself as terror flashes in her eyes. Maya quickly returns to 14C and finds the elderly man worsening, his breath heavier and eyes dim. She makes a PA announcement. "If you are a medical professional, a doctor, nurse, or paramedic, please ring your call button. We have a passenger requiring immediate assistance." 3 call lights ping instantly. 2 passengers step forward, a nurse and a paramedic, both offering help. Maya feels a brief surge of relief before urgency pulls her back into focus. Maya retrieves the emergency medical kit and portable oxygen bottle, handing them to the nurse. The nurse slips on gloves, checks the man's pulse, and observes his breathing pattern. "Sir, can you talk to me?" she asks, but his voice is weak. The paramedic questions him about medical history, and the man manages to say he had a heart attack 5 years ago. Maya's heart sinks, classic signs of another cardiac event. The nurse instructs Maya to administer oxygen, and she gently secures the mask over the man's nose and mouth. His breathing eases slightly. "We need the AED ready," the nurse says firmly. Maya retrieves the automated external defibrillator, turns it on, and the calm digital voice begins its instructions. Around them, passengers watch with fearful silence, sensing the severity of the moment. The AED pads are placed on the man's chest as Maya and the nurse follow the device's guidance. "Do not touch the patient," The AED commands. Maya and the paramedic step back as the machine analyzes the heart rhythm. After a tense moment, it announces, "Shock not advised." Though relieved, they know the patient is still unstable. Maya lifts the interphone again to inform the cockpit. "Captain, he needs urgent landing." Captain Harris contacts ATC. "Center, this is Flight 782. We are declaring a medical emergency and request immediate diversion to the nearest airport with medical support." ATC swiftly responds, "Divert to Charlotte. Emergency services will meet you on arrival. Also note, multiple drone sightings in your area." Captain Harris mutters, "Perfect. Just perfect," as he adjusts the aircraft's course for diversion. Maya makes a calm announcement. "Ladies and gentlemen, for the safety of one passenger, we are diverting to Charlotte for faster medical assistance. The aircraft is safe and under full control." Despite her reassurances, whispers ripple through the cabin, fear mixing with confusion. Some passengers look pale, some pray quietly, others glance toward the window nervously. In the cockpit, the TCAS beeps again, showing another return of the rogue object, or possibly a second drone. Lee shakes his head in disbelief. "How many are out here?" The captain adjusts heading slightly to maintain safer distance. He says quietly, "Just need to get down before something else happens." Back in the cabin, the nurse checks the man's blood pressure again. It has dropped significantly. Sweat beads on his forehead. He's declining. "Tell the captain we need the fastest possible landing," she instructs Maya. Maya alerts the cockpit, then returns with cool towels, gently comforting the patient. His eyes flicker with faint awareness. Near the rear of the cabin, a teenage boy begins hyperventilating. "I can't breathe. Are we crashing?" He shouts. Flight attendant Jason kneels beside him, using slow breathing techniques. In through the nose, out through the mouth. "Follow my rhythm." Slowly, the boy's panic subsides as Jason continues coaching. The aircraft begins a rapid but controlled descent toward Charlotte. Maya raises the cabin lights slightly and double-checks that all medical equipment is secure. "Everyone remains seated with seatbelts fastened," she says firmly, scanning rows for compliance. Outside the windows, the faint glow of city lights grows larger. As the aircraft nears the runway, Maya spots the flashing red and blue lights of emergency vehicles waiting below. Fire trucks, ambulances, and airport police line the tarmac. In the cockpit, the captain focuses intensely on the approach. "Nice and steady." "Almost there," he mutters as the landing gear thuds into place. The aircraft makes a firm landing, tires screeching briefly as thrust reversers deploy. Passengers grip armrests, then sigh with relief when the plane slows. Maya checks on the man in 14C. He's conscious but weak, still on oxygen. She whispers, "We made it. Help is on the way." As soon as the aircraft parks, paramedics board with a stretcher. The nurse gives a concise medical report. Symptoms, oxygen response, AED analysis. One paramedic says, "You all did everything right. You kept him stable." Maya steps back, relief washing over her as professional hands take over. The elderly man is carefully lifted onto the stretcher and wheeled off the aircraft. Passengers watch quietly, some emotional, some whispering prayers. Once he exits, the cabin feels strangely silent. Jason asks Maya softly, "Are you okay?" She forces a small smile. "Yeah, just a long night." After passengers deplane, Captain Harris meets Maya near the galley. "You did exceptional tonight," he tells her. Between the drone and the medical emergency, you kept the cabin calm. Maya exhales deeply, looking out the window at the empty runway. "People will never know how close things came," she says quietly. "But that's our job." Fade out.